Have you ever wanted to watch a replicant get retired? Well, stick around because it's exactly what I'm about to do right before I trade in for a younger model. Did that sound as cringy as I thought? Welcome back to PopCon, everybody. A salute to all pop culture, but mostly the 80s. I'm your Generation 1 host, Victor, and I did say we're going to retire a replicant, and what I really meant by replicant was robot, but like robot, replicant, pretty synonymous, right? And well, since I'm being honest, what I meant by robot was really one of my action figures that's a robot. So since the action figure is kind of an avatar for a robot, I guess that's all the same thing, right? Point is, one of my action figures is going to be retired, and I'm going to trade them up for a younger model. For those of you that just came in and don't know how I collect, what I collect, or why, where have you been? Anyway, so you're not completely lost, let me recap. I collect toys from the most popular 80s franchises that I'm emotionally connected to, and spank them as they came out of that marketing meeting. With Masters of the Universe, I collect the origins because they mostly remind me of the original action figures which I had in 1982 prior to the cartoon. When it comes to the Transformers, I collect things that most represent the animated cartoon because that's what I saw before I first owned an action figure. When it comes to Thundercats and even Gem, I collect anything that represents from the animation because let's face it, the toys in the 80s looked like ass. With G.I. Joe, that's a combo. I looked at those action figures and I looked at that animated series, and it was whatever was a good mix between the two because I liked them both. And finally, when it came to Mask, I collect anything that was from the original toy line because they've never rebooted it and all there is the original toy line. So I've been busy collecting that. Got it? Good. Because if you don't, that's your problem because you were late watching my other videos and you think about that next time. Okay, hold on there. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. This is some great content. You're going to have a good time. I need your help. I want to get to that 100 subscriber, so subscribe right now. Okay, we're talking about robots, I said, so you know that it's one of my Transformers that's going to be replaced. And they're going to go into retirement while I switch it up a little bit. But who could it be? So when I look at my Transformers, I definitely wanted the action figure that looks most like they did in the animated series, the Generation 1 animated series, or the 1986 animated movie. I really did like the representation there, and when my mom finally took me out to Kmart and she said, all right, I'm going to get you a toy. I said, awesome. There I was at the Transformers looking at Grimlock and the other one. And between a dinosaur and a truck, I picked this guy. That's right, I collected him. He was my first Transformer, the green pickup truck Hoist. I don't even really like trucks, but I got him and I will never give him up. Now, he is an original action figure, but I still upgrade with the new technology in action figures right now. So when it comes to my collection behind me, the next best one that represents the animation is the one I get. So we're going to do that today. All right, so who is it? Who is it, you ask? All right, well, here it is. Here's the debut of who's getting retired. It is Generation 1 Galvatron, debuted in the 1986 animated movie, leader of the Decepticons. Unique character. This version of him looks a lot like the one in the series, but he does come with that that Headmaster gimmick. It was called Titans Return, Titan Masters in this version, but it is a G1 gimmick from Generation 1, but I really wasn't even into that. So I'm always waiting for the next best thing. And when Netflix debuted its War for Cybertron animated series, I saw the next best thing. Something better came along, and it was in their Toyline Kingdom, and that when I saw that new Galvatron, I knew I had to have it, and this guy was out. All right, so now for the unboxing, the unveiling of that new toy. Here it is. This is Transformers Kingdom Galvatron. Beautiful packaging. We can see right here, it looks pretty normal to the rest of the Transformers. It does show him in both of his modes here, his alt mode and his robot mode. As you can see, he is a laser cannon as well as this robot. He looks a little similar. I think you guys can already tell he does look a bit similar, but in my belief, he looks a lot more like the animation model, so had to get him instead. This is from the Kingdom. It's the third toy line from that Netflix new series. On the back, we actually see photographs of him in his robot mode, and he even comes with the Matrix of Leadership, of course, from the film. There's some beautiful side artwork as well here, and I do like it. It's on all the boxes. It kind of shows the entire progression of that series. So it's time to take him out and compare the two. All right, so You know, I never have a knife or scissors or anything like that. So, open.
Open.
Weird shape.
Damn it,
right?
open.
Like, open. Damn it, open. Ah, there it is. All right. It is so strange. Ah, there it is. Here we go. I think. There it is. There he is. Oh my goodness. Look at this. One thing about this toy line, holy crap, when you look at the back of this, how many ties can you do? Let me pull that up out here. All right. Yeah, how many ties can you add to a figure? If G.I. Joe Classified taught us anything, is you didn't need to waste resources. I mean, there's a lot of extra plastic here. Think of the children. So I'm gonna have to get them out of this right here, and that will take some scissors. So I'll be right back. Okay, seriously, there are so many ties to cut on this guy. And one around his waist is very tricky. So I think, seriously, that is just too many. That is a lot. All right, so there's that. Yeah, you know what it does? It makes a freaking mess. There is all kinds of, look at this. This is not a craft show. There's one, there's two. All right, and now for his cannon. Okay, and finally, the Matrix down here at the bottom, right there. I'm serious. I'm gonna have to majorly clean up this floor. This is there we go, Matrix of Leadership. Okay, so here it is, a messy box of ties. Nothing much to that. So let's just shove it in there. All right, so this. What else came in here? We got the instructions. Some legalese. All right, he's out of the box. The box. Guess it's trash. Okay, so here we are. Now, when I bring him up, you're probably like, is that even different? Is that even a different character? Of course it is. And let me show you right here. There he is. Okay, so let me put the gun on this guy here. Hopefully, like me, you guys can tell a bit of the difference between the two action figures here, and why that I'm upgrading to this guy from Transformers Kingdom. Now, I don't want to get between these two. I really don't. You have to understand that it's just time for you to say goodbye. I mean, you were awesome. I loved having you. But it's not you, it's me. I'm just looking for somebody who better represents me and my collecting. And unfortunately, that's him. And I'm gonna have to break up with you. All right, let's take a look and see why this breakup has to happen. Here you see the final animation model used in the animated Generation 1 for Galvatron, in comparison to my retiring action figure from Titan's Return, in comparison to the new Netflix Galvatron I just received. It is obviously the color change, and the retiring one seems to be closer there, but look at the design, the style, the size, all of that better represents the original G1, so he's a keeper. All right, so now you've seen up close and personally how he looks and resembles the Generation 1 animation model much better than the other. So you've seen him in robot mode. Let's see him in his alternate mode. All right. I'm an expert, folks. I've been doing this for years. All right, let's check a comparison of him in canon mode. This was the final animation model for Galvatron's canon mode compared to my Titan's Return canon mode compared to the new one. Now, it's a canon. It's a futuristic canon. Not much you can do there, but obviously besides the color, which one do you like best? Let me know in the comments below which you decide, because it's kind of a toss-up. Now look at this. This was the original toy canon. Very different than the imposing canon used in the animation, so those models are really inconsistent. I mean, this is the box art for the action figure. The only thing consistent here is that in every incarnation of Transformers, Megatron becomes Galvatron. Just like in the original story, Megatron, the leader of the Decepticons, is found by Unicron, the Planet Eater, and he is transformed by the power of Unicron, upgraded into Galvatron, the new leader of the Decepticons. Every incarnation of the cartoon has this version, no matter if it was Armada or Energon or Robots in Disguise, there was a Galvatron. So as leader of the Decepticons, once Galvatron took over, he had a little bit of a personality disorder, but there's a lot of Galvatron still out there. Get a load of the first one. Talk about off-model. I've had a few Galvatrons over time, but as they've progressively gotten better, I knew exactly what I wanted, and it's this one. Well, the time has come to say goodbye. You have served me well, old friend. What? Thought I was going to throw him away? Or worse? I'm not Sid, Andy's neighbor from Toy Story, although he does remind me of my brother who loved to blow things up. Throwing away a toy is blasphemous. No, for this guy, carefully wrapped, carefully sealed, and packed away to bring joy to the next collector. That's how it goes. That's retirement. There's only one thing left to do. Well, like I said, there's one last thing to do. It's to take my new Kingdom Galvatron figure to take his place of honor on the PopCon Playhouse toy shelf. So here we go as we place him dramatically, right here on the toy shelf. He's going to be next to the Studio Series 86 Scourge, as well as his brother from Kingdom, Cyclonus. These three from the Transformers animated movie will make a perfect trio on my shelf of Decepticons. And unlike G.I. Joe Classified, I don't worry that they stand up well. These guys stand up really good. But there he is. Yes, thank you all so much for joining me as I grow my toy collection. Hope you enjoy the journey with me. It's a lot of fun. I want to make a special shout out to Xavier. Xavier is one of my viewers from the Pacific Northwest, and couldn't do this without you, Xavier, so keep watching. Comment and share like everybody else, and don't forget to subscribe. Looking forward to that 100 subscriber, and I still need your help. This has been great. Thanks for joining me once again. Until next time.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Do not be afraid. I am Synergy. Things are not always what they seem. Ultimate audio-visual entertainment.